should call the chat the chatter.
The chatter. I think they did that once. Yo,
Phil, first one, dude, every time. He's a sniper out there.
he bombs in here with ridiculous
He's like the
speed.
Macho Man dropping an elbow, dude. We click in, he's just like a boom, you know?
Every time.
Every time.
That's all right. Antisocial experience 262?
Yeah.
262er, data smugglers. So I pulled a story up. Let me see if I can actually make this work. Wow. Talking about something intelligently.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen here.
But that's what I said too, man. So obviously, I don't own any of the ads showed. So you know what? Take them down if you wish, people. Give me a moment to pull this up. I got to get on the controls. So this is a story that I saw that brought on today's episode.
What the fuck is that?
Well, it's a dude. You're
Well,
kind
I
of in
get
a way.
that I get that part, but, like, is his lightsabers on his belt?
No, it's he's got storage drives, so data, like solid state drives for computers,
Okay.
and 420 of them to be exact.
Okay.
Okay, like, right, like saran wrapped around his
So
waist.
what was he doing with them?
Smuggling them, like getting them across the board. Like,
Oh, like he was a spy or something.
I don't know. I don't think there's data on it. I think that he was probably bringing them back to wherever his point of origin is to sell
Yeah.
and not declaring them. But it's just usually you see stories. It's drugs or weapons or something. You don't think about the technology that people are trying to bring. You know what I mean? That's just a weird one, right? Where they're going to bring something in like that. And I didn't read too into it, but yeah, hardware smuggling.
Can you imagine if he tried to smuggle all those in his ass, dude? That just wouldn't happen. Like he's
420
yeah,
of 'em?
420, dude. That would be a world record of some sort.
That'd be a universal
Oh
record,
my
I'm
god,
telling you.
dude! I'm telling you. Wow, wow,
So
wow.
yeah, and then this, if you come from the era we do, at least, or into your not so finer points of cinema, it brings to light the thought of a movie. Let me see if I can fix this now.
I don't. Dude, you ain't gonna fix that guy.
Right, Johnny Mnemonic, that movie. Keanu Reeves, Ice-T was in it. I'm sure there's some other people, right?
Yeah, it ended the same way Point Break did. It's like flips his hair and he's like, he's not coming back.
But no, so let's go over movies and technology. Usually they kind of got it wrong.
Oh, big time.
Can you name one before we?
Well, you go ahead first because you
All
named
right,
it the
all right,
best.
yeah, Johnny Mnemonic. So allegedly in this movie, this dude is a data. He smuggles data. He's a data courier. It's a fake SD card. I'm just reading comments.
Yeah.
So this dude's a data courier, data smuggler, whatever in the movie. And for the time it came out in the mid 90s, 80 gigabytes. I don't know if that was a heard of size then. May not have been, but that's what he could hold in his head, in the human brain. And this dude in the movie had an upgrade so he could hold double that for a short time, which would come out to 160 gigabytes. The whole movie, this is the whole premise of the movie anyhow. He takes on a job, gets 320 gigabytes worth of data dumped into his brain, which in today's standards is nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like literally nothing.
That's not on phones, like
More than that on phones if you buy a good model,
Yeah.
So anyhow, yeah, and just the whole.
You know what year Johnny Mnemonic set in?
What year is it supposed to be set in?
2021.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Did we miss the mark by a few years? I mean, you have Elon Musk wanting to tap into brains,
Yeah.
And I don't think people were. We obviously have a guy. We're 2 years later than 2021, but this guy was smuggling hard drives around his waist. So I think they missed the mark a little. Do you know what I mean? But it's funny because just knowing about technology and looking back about just how wrong they got it. Not like it was predicting the future, but just where tech was going. They did have some cool shit that's still impossible to this day, though.
Yeah.
Do you remember the guys that were trying to stop him
Dude, I don't
They were
remember that
kinda
movie at all.
like high-tech, like, Yakuza type guys,
Yeah.
but they had these, like, rings where it was like a ring where they'd grab a part of it, and they'd pull part of the ring away from their finger and throw it, and it was like a laser. It would cut through stuff, like, whatever it touched, like, basically like a rope, but it was a laser and would chop through stuff. You're not getting no tech like that these days for sure.
Do you remember the Lawnmower Man?
Yeah, the VR?
Yeah. You know Stephen King actually disowned that movie? Or,
Did
like, disowned that book or whatever?
really?
Yeah.
Because of how bad they made the movie?
I think it's I'm trying to figure it out now. I think it's that because it didn't age well with you know what I mean? Like,
Well, it didn't, and it
the book was really good, wasn't it? I didn't read it.
yeah, and I think the first movie was kind of okay, but not really,
The
and
second one was horrible, dude.
the second one was absolutely horrible. And yet again, like, there's many times that companies have tried to do VR and even put it into movies to try and one such case, Lawnmower Man, and it's like they don't really ever quite nail it. Now, granted, VR is much better today than it was in the time of that, you know? But
Yeah, this is like Max Headroom style VR, like, you know what I mean? Like, when they had it.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I know.
Yeah, I was just giving an example for everybody.
And, the dude, like, in Lawnmower Man, if anybody's ever seen that horrid movie, the guy was kinda learning the same way Neo was with The Matrix, but he was learning just by being, visually stimulated and seeing it and just learning it in VR. And he was a kinda I don't think he was a very smart character to start off with, but he ended up becoming super smart or too smart for his own good, I think was how that ended.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember, dude. I just remember it being all like, you know what I mean? The fucking all the technology in it back then, because it was
Yeah,
weird looking for the time.
real weird.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, you had somebody in chat, if you know about tech, what's the virtual Game Boy? What was that? The Virtual Boy?
Yeah, I think that was something. That sounds right.
Yeah. It was literally it was supposed to, when you think Game Boy, you think portable.
Yeah.
And they use that boy aspect in the naming. I think it was Virtual Boy.
Yeah, you have to be right because that a Virtual Boy is definitely something.
Right, but it wasn't so portable because it was like these goggles that had a stand. You'd set it on a table and like have to lean into it.
Phil says it sounds right too.
Yeah, Virtual Boy.
Did
So
you ever do like that real fucking, like, virtual reality where you have to fucking put the big helmet on your head and shit like that? I did it at Disney World a couple times, dude, like,
yeah, I have
eh
a VR
eh
headset at
well,
home.
this is I'm talking like the older style, like,
No,
yeah, I did,
no,
where
I
you
never
put your
did
head in,
that.
like, the R2-D2, you know what I mean? You stick them on your head and you're like, but
Mm,
it's wild, man.
yeah, no, I mean, and granted, it's nowhere near where it could be or where it's gonna go, VR, but it's light years better
Thank
today.
you. Virtual Boy was the 3D headset. You got it.
Yeah, and I mean, it was, but was it? Like, I think they projected a different picture, a different frame of the game at each eye. I don't claim to understand the tech or how exactly it
Well,
worked,
speaking of
but
weird tech, do you remember the game Dragon's Lair?
yes.
Where you, like, basically just, like, picked for this dude to you know what I mean? Like, make his next move because you didn't really play the game, you were just more or less, like, picking make it was like a choose your own adventure story.
Yeah, kinda like a dungeon crawler, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that has like, that was I always remember that, like, just the technology of that was so cool because it was so far advanced, you know, compared to regular games because that was time when Pac-Man and you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I just find it funny with the tech, like, back to Johnny Mnemonic, like, literally, guy takes a job, gets a job he wasn't expecting, and they get to these you know, uh, low tech hacker types, and ends up getting the data able to be removed from his head because it got encrypted with the pictures, and they lost part of the encryption code in a dolphin that was literally like wired up to a bunch of stuff in a tank where it couldn't
It was
swim.
Snowflake, wasn't it?
Nah,
Oh.
Jones, I think
Oh,
was the do
7 he had the 72 Dolphins fucking AFC championship ring.
I think Jones was the Dolphins. It was a military dolphin. Had, like, its own VR headset or some
Machine
shit on
gun,
him.
fucking Jeep, you know, like
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
military dolphin.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
and,
that's awesome.
that's who ended up hacking in at least in the movie, and it's like, we don't have nothing like that shit today.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Back to the Future too before, you know what I mean? Like, that was what, 2015?
Yeah, is when part 2 takes place and when he
Yeah.
travels to the future and finds out that's what you know what I mean? He wants to
Yeah,
go to the
with
past.
the dehydrated pizza and stuff.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
2015,
yeah,
like,
yeah. But I will say this, in 2015, I haven't seen a DeLorean in a long time. Like,
no, and if Pizza Hut comes out with a little Pop-Tart-sized packet that I can rip open, throw in a toaster oven, hit a button in a couple seconds as a full-blown cooked pizza,
yeah, so what day was that? October what?
I'm in.
What was it? October 3rd, 28th, maybe? So
15th?
okay. So,
Who knows? Who
back when
c
that day hit, okay, that exact day,
Right.
Time the paper, Time, New York Times, they put out a fake paper, and I actually got one, but it was the fake paper from, Back to the Future 2, where his kid, like, you know what I mean, the front before he goes to jail or whatever.
They put that out.
Yeah, like, there was a whole sleeve for the front of it, and you open it up, and there was a big ad for Jaws 17 or whatever it is, the one that comes down and, like, but dude, it was really cool.
So
But
you have that paper.
yeah, but it says, like, man explodes in a dehydrated pizza accident, like, it's just all these stupid little headlines. Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, yeah, dude.
So totally just bogus paper, and then who put it out?
The New York Times, but it was
That's
just or it was weekly US Weekly or whatever.
yeah, okay.
But they,
USA Today,
yeah,
one of
USA
them.
Today, yeah. But they, just put a sleeve over it. It was like a 3-page sleeve
That
over top of the regular paper, but it was genius, and it was awesome, and it was well, what was the paper in the movie? That's whatever paper that was. Was it news?
look it up, man,
I'm
you
gonna look
know
it up
this
now.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny when movies take and either have it just so far off, so bizarre, you know, or actually call it close. Because like,
It was a USA Today.
USA Today?
Yep, and there's one on eBay right now. It's $15 they went for it.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
But
okay.
what about with all the shit and people dicking around with AI, right? Have you ever
Yeah.
seen iRobot?
Yes.
Think about that type of shit happening with the way we're messing around with AI, you know?
Well, what I'm worried about, dude, is like, okay, so AI can write, like, all this shit for you now or whatever. What's stopping anybody from, like, AI write me this song? You know what I mean? Like, and Demolition Man rolls the 3 seashells, or the 2 seashells or whatever it is.
Right?
Yeah, but they never explain it.
Was that his last movie before he kinda got busted and go
Wesley Snipes?
yeah, and went to jail, or was that right after he got out of jail?
I don't know, because there was that he had that time period, but then he came out with Blade, you know what I mean? Blade was his, like, comeback for a while.
Okay, so it would've been Demolition Man, then the
Y
taxes and cocaine, and
yeah.
then came back with Blade.
Yeah, and then more taxes, more cocaine, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Because he had his hair dyed blonde for that movie, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, dude, that movie was
Dude, he played a character.
dude,
I don't know
yeah.
that it was good.
Well, dude, there was so much hype over that movie, and, like, I remember Blade Trinity was right before, but there's so much, like, but, it was a letdown because it could have been so much better. Like, it could have been so much better, and it had the right people in it. Because 'cause I'm a huge Stallone fan, like
Right. What about Judge Dredd? That's the one with the seashells, isn't it?
no, Demolition Man for sure, 100%.
But was Stallone in Demolition Man too?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, he's the opposite of Snipes.
that's why I was confusing the
Yeah,
2.
Sandra Bullock's in it too.
There's another one. There's another early, internet-related movie, The Net, when she was
Oh,
in that,
yeah,
and yeah, her identity's
it's
messed with.
Speed.
Speed was kinda
It's another Keanu Reeves movie. It's another one that ends up he's just like, "He's not coming back," and flips his hair and just
Did it really?
I don't know. I mean,
No.
just from now on, every Keanu Reeves movie, that's how it ends.
Even John Wick?
That doesn't matter. Even Bill and Ted, dude.
Oh, shit. Hold up, hold up. What was Jack Black in?
Oh,
What
yeah,
is
he was in that. He was in
in what?
Demolition Man, I think, is what he's saying.
What?
Yeah, I wanna say he's right.
Alright, this is crazy shit. I'm looking this up myself
But
personally.
which Judge Dredd? The one with Stallone, or didn't they make a newer one? I just did I don't know. I just thought the Stallone one was pretty cheesy, but I usually dig that cheese, but it was just extra cheese. Demolition Man, yeah, Jack
Yeah,
Black.
without a doubt, they're not lying. He's in
Yeah.
there. I goggled it,
You
man.
goggled it,
Perfectly.
Lugled it. He's like, "I'm gonna go back and start Lugal." Oh, it's a time machine.
I think that one's a little far-fetched and a little off.
What, Top Time Machine? Dude, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll give it that, but just, like, I mean, if they made a time machine out of a DeLorean in a phone booth, why not the hot tub?
Yeah, but the fact he goes back and calls it Lugal, dude, like, I mean, you can't, like, I mean, you can't ask for that kind of comedy.
I don't know, is that really the company you wanna rip off, though? Like, knowing what they're up to
He
today?
he just wanted money. He didn't I don't think he cared. I mean, if you start the movie, he's, like, trying to kill himself in the garage, so, like, it didn't really matter to him.
No. What do we got going on? When it comes to movies, never seen a movie in my life. You swear.
And then he's like, Judge
Come on,
Dredd.
Bill.
Right, next thing, he's like, Judge Dredd was awesome, though. Like, well, you seen that, haven't you?
No, he's being a smart ass about the never seen a movie.
Oh, is he into that too, huh?
What?
Like movies?
I think
Because, like, I
everybody
know
is.
I don't think everybody is, man. There's times I crack jokes and people, I'm just like
They don't understand
but
where
I
you're
think
at.
I think it's because I like old well, I guess now older movies, like, I'm cracking jokes about, Beverly Hills Cop, shit like that, like, people haven't seen these movies, which you're idiots if you haven't.
Yeah, I don't know, like, there's a lot of movies that I don't think you could make today.
No.
You know what I mean? And we're not gonna
Dude.
go on a whole
No, dude,
rant
but I
about
could think
that.
of one, like, right off the bat, but it was so bad, dude. I haven't even seen the previews for this, okay? So, like, I'll just explain it a little bit, like, there was a little town kinda like this one, and, an African American shows up there, and something happens. It was called The White Lie, dude, and, like, I shit you not, in the title, it had The White Lie written in this tree, and then there was a fucking dude hanging from a noose in the tree, and I'm like, "This is awful, dude," and it was just a
Yeah.
preview for it. I never saw the movie, like, I was just like, "Fucking A." But that's the shit you could get away with, and, like, no fucking way now. No way.
Nah. No, definitely not.
And I'm surprised they got away with it back then, to be honest with you, because that's pushing it, Holmes.
And I mean, we're not the first people I'm not the first one to say it or first time we've even talked about it. Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, the blackface was that
How
Robert
the
Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell did they get that movie made? I'm not saying it's not hilarious.
No, but
And the characters,
yeah, but
the situation they're in the movie. It just
yeah, I don't know how, like
but yeah, so far off tech on that one.
yeah. Yeah, there was no tech there. They just
Yeah, guns.
yeah, and black markers.
But,
A
no,
Sharpie.
I don't know, man. Can you think of any more
That's what I was trying to
that
think
got
of,
it
like,
way wrong?
what was, uh what was the movie Hackers about? I forget what it was or was that like a heist movie?
No, Hackers was like people competing with each other to just for more street credit.
And then there was Slackers.
Yeah, no,
Johnny Johnny Cable?
oh boy. What was that?
I don't know what that one is. That was your phone.
Yeah, I know what
Oh,
that was.
okay. I don't know what Johnny Cable was. Let's see. Let's look up on the old interweb, see what it tells us.
Yeah, continue on. Hold on. Favorite movies of all time. Die Hard. There we go.
Yeah, Die Hard is a good one.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yeah, dude, my favorite. Dude, oh my god, that's the best gift ever. Like, are you standing at that window? Oh my god. So this lady one time was whining about she's like, "Oh, I just started this record book company and it's so hard and blah blah blah. And I have to do this and I have to do that, whatever." And the dude that owns No Pants Record that like Filthy Lowdown and shit's on, dude. All he did was post that fucking gif of fucking Bruce Willis standing at that window and it says, "Welcome to the party, pal," real big.
Well, yeah.
But I laughed so hard because it's just like, dude, you should have known what you're getting into then. Like, sorry, it's work, Like,
What? Creating something, growing something from the ground up?
yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, it just fit it so well. I was like, that is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you could say that to a lot of situations in life.
Right. You can use that thing to a lot of situations too. Daylight is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Die Hard 4. I like Die Hard 4, I like a lot. That was the one with the fire sale, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was Justin Long in it. I actually like that movie a lot, a lot. Like,
That was extremely tech based.
yeah, that was a good movie though, man.
Because they got the dude that he has his own. He's like a sheriff or U.S. Marshal,
Hmm.
but he has his own show. Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah.
Olyphant.
Yeah, I think
Some
that's
shit.
it. Yeah.
However you say it. Yeah, no, that movie was kind of scary, and it's like, could a situation like that really happen?
Yeah. No, yeah, because they start making all the, traffic lights go out, and then they start fucking with his bank accounts and shit like that, like, it can take all his money and all his
Power, the
retirement.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. But, yeah, that movie, like, everybody's like, "Die Hard 4, blah, blah, blah," and I was like, "Dude, that movie's like, that's probably one of my 2nd or 3rd favorite one in the series." It's nothing like Die Hard 3 when he's like, "Who's the 21st president?" And that old dude's like, "It's Chester A. Arthur," like, Samuel L. Jackson just in the corner yelling "motherfucker" the whole time.
Actually, Kevin Smith was in that, isn't it? That's who they went to see.
Yeah, he's the warlock or the warlord or something they call it, and he lives in
Yeah.
his mom's basement. That movie's scarily accurate. Yeah, and it would be by somebody who lives in their mom's basement, like Kevin Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
But he don't.
No,
Not anymore.
no. But, like, yeah, he wasn't that, but that's a great movie, man. I forgot all about that movie.
That's you that's what yeah, I haven't thought about that probably since it came out and I
No, but
saw
the
it.
4th one, like, you don't usually expect 4th ones to be good in any type of series, you know what I mean? It's like, holy fuck, the 4th one, except if it was a police academy, because they're all good, even Mission to Moscow, which is like 9 or whatever, but other than that, like, the 4th one's usually like, why are they still making these?" But that was a fucking bomb-ass movie. Now the 5th Die Hard sucked, though. It wasn't good.
Also, I technology based, but
Could you
not
really hack into that and do all that shit? I don't see why not. If you could,
what's that?
like, all the shit they did with the traffic lights and the water and the power, like, if you could get in, like, you could
I suppose with a group of enough people,
with the right team.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna do it from I mean, literally to break it down, and I'm not saying I was part of production or on the movie or anything, but looking at the movie from an outside perspective, they had Alienware laptops that were made by Dell that they were using in the movie.
Mhm.
And then they were running some kind of distro of Linux, which is just a different operating system than Windows or Mac OS
Yeah.
with like a custom skin, just
Right.
nothing special, but it looked fancy
Yeah.
on screen. Um, you would need a highly, highly specialized team, I would think, to
You'd
pull
be like
something like
Tyrion
that off.
Lannister from Game of Thrones. He's like, "Give me 10 good men and I'll penetrate that bitch."
Yeah. Now, another thing worth bringing up, tech based Terminator. That whole
Well, I saw in the thing I was reading there, it said, was it Genesis? It said that one didn't hold up real well. Was that one of them?
yeah,
I get
that's
them all confused.
well, they have different. I mean,
Well, yeah, because the ones that was 1, 2, and then it goes the whole way, has all those other movies, and then doesn't pick up from that one
well,
until
there's 1, 2, and then Rise of the Machines capped off that trilogy,
that's right,
and
that's right.
then
Then there's I
4 and
forgot about
5 were
Rise.
their own stories. But then if you want to, you can just take and throw out 3, 4, and 5 and bring Dark Fate in as the end of the trilogy to 1 and 2, like, make it the ender for the trilogy.
Also, like, you don't even need to include, Rise of the Machines to the Dark Fate thing. Like,
Right. Yeah,
okay, I
it'd
didn't
just
know
be
that.
1, 2,
2,
Judgment Day, and then Dark Fate, and
right
that
on.
tells that story.
Sarah Connor rolls.
Yeah. It, but just going back to the AI thing, right? It how likely is that? Because obviously if they're playing with AI on higher levels than what we are with Chat GPT and whatnot, having it type stuff up, be an assistant or script something,
But,
you
like,
know?
it'll do its papers for you. Like, nobody's
Yeah.
gonna learn
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, you can code with it.
That's what I mean. Like, nobody's gonna learn anything anymore. We're already hurting ourselves, and we're just gonna hurt ourselves way more with it.
I don't know, man. I used it very little. My extent of AI was the few times that I took and fed the show artwork into it, and it always comes back with something that's like anime looking of us.
Yeah, so Snapchat has a new AI buddy, okay? That you can go on there and you can legit talk
What's
to.
that? An app?
No, Snapchat?
Yeah.
It's like a messaging app with pictures,
Okay.
but, like,
Okay.
I can go on there and I can just sit there and message this AI guy, and he'll give me answers to everything. I'm like, "Yo, you got any weed?" Like, I just say dumb shit to him all the fucking time, like, "What's up, chat? What's up, Snapchat, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, just how are you today, Jim? Blah blah blah." Like, but and I get the premise of it for like as far as if somebody's lonely, to somebody to talk to or whatever, because I could see it helping in that situation. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
better to have something than nothing.
then there's the other side of it. There's quite a few apps that do it, but the one I've seen most popular is the, Replica AI. It's like a companion that you same thing, talk to through your phone.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit,
But I'm
man.
always like, dude, do you have any drugs? And he's always like, oh, sorry, Jim, I don't do the blah blah. Blah," like I'm like, oh, you still on the wagon, huh? Like, just but
Just
that,
messing with it.
yeah, but I want to see if it'll fuck up, but it has an answer every time. It's like me, but worse. It always has an answer
Yeah,
to everything.
and a legit answer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's not even my bullshit.
Yeah, you gotta wonder how far are we gonna push it till we're like, "Oh, no?"
But like I said, I just worry about, like, songwriting and stuff like that. I just feel like it's gonna really take away from it.
I mean, also, whenever the art generation started happening with AI, a lot of people thought art was over for people, and, like, no more digital art, no this, no that, because you can literally prompt AI to create some crazy pictures,
Mhm.
and I mean, like, detail perfect. If you have to put time into it. You're just not gonna go type something random and have it come out with a masterpiece, but if you learn how to use it properly, yeah, you can come up with some good results. But I still don't think it's gonna kill off art. I mean,
I hope not.
another technology-related thing, so think about cameras are everywhere now, right?
Mhm.
Like, literally everywhere,
Mhm.
and one of people's big fears I'm gonna stand up for part of this. Give me a moment. Talk, Jimmy.
Talk, Jimmy. What am I talking about? Oh, cameras. What are you doing? Uh, you don't have to tell me. Here we go.
Yeah,
See, look.
cameras are everywhere on phones, right? And one of the big fears with, camera technology getting better and better is that actual cameras were gonna go somewhere. Like, "Oh, there's no use for them anymore." But there's stuff you can do with these that you can't do with these yet, you know? I mean,
Absolutely.
aside from buying some specialty lenses
Mm.
for a phone and whatnot, but they're not available for every phone. And that's I really don't I think it's gonna be a while before we see actual cameras disappear from, you know what I mean, the market.
Yeah.
But that was the thing people were talking about for a while, that they're gonna go away because the technology in our phones is getting so good.
Was
And I
cheating using Google for Summer last week. He was copy pasting. I showed him and told him to translate it into something. Unfortunately, he didn't get caught.
translate using Goggle to cheat.
uh,
That's alright, man.
that's awesome.
Oh. So, yeah, it's, I don't know, man.
The pros and cons, like everything. I just think it with the way everything's going, because I think at least in the United States, we're dumbing ourselves down. Like we're getting dumber.
I think it's a world thing mostly too. Uh, but I don't think it's everybody because, I mean, look at look at people that are only like that, isolate themselves and only have interactions online, right? You're missing out on all kinds of interactions in day-to-day life where that are beneficial for you as a person.
Uh huh.
Even not saying, as you grow, not saying just teenagers, but everybody every day is growing, developing
Yeah.
into a different version of the person you were. Also, people, the phones, like that whole smartphones coming around kind of changed the direction of how people developed. If you get too constantly looking at a screen and instead of talking to your friends, you're now only texting, where, like we know the days, we remember, and I'm not saying it's not like they're impossible. It's just less likely nowadays because I don't have a landline.
Right.
You remember coming home from school and calling your buddy to see what was going on?
Dude, I told you before about buying fucking weed back in the day. Your buddy has weed, you know what I mean? And you're like, fuck, calling trying to get a hold of him. He's not home. You don't know where he's at because, no cell phone. And his mom answers for the third fucking time. And you're like, she's going to know something's up if I fucking call again. Like, she's going to know, Like, oh, it sucks, man.
Or obviously some people party when they're younger. I did. I was guilty of it. Or like, yeah, like you
I'm
said,
still guilty. so,
wow,
yeah,
to each their own, man.
I know.
It it's just crazy that you can miss out on so much if you get too wrapped up in any world.
Yeah. And like, you can get wrapped up in that world so easy, man. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that can be your whole
Yeah,
life.
yeah, and it's I know I talked about it with a friend on one of the early episodes of just how things were when we were kids, and just there's so many things that are different. But one of the first things that comes to mind, right? Games. You don't get a whole game now. You get the game and you get updates for it to fix shit. At one
Yeah.
time, you got the whole game. When you purchased the game, you got the whole game, and that's all you got.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no bug fixes. I don't know, man. I think technology as a whole, like you said, yeah, it's great. It's going places, it's helping us, but is it really?
Right.
As we're growing, as we're getting smarter, are we also getting dumber, lazier? I don't know what the right word is.
Yeah, I still remember my childhood number. I don't know if you guys do, but I still remember my childhood phone number. But with like even like I don't know, with, I said about dumbing down and stuff too. But like even with people being more supportive, okay, let's say in my like, music scene I'm in, everybody's real supportive. You know what I mean about no matter what, even if it sucks, right? So if nobody's getting told they suck, nobody's really progressing. You know what I mean? Because like when I was a kid, we got you know what I mean. I got booed off stage a couple of times. Like we got told we suck. What did it make you do? It made me get fucking better. You know what I mean? But if
Yeah,
nobody's telling you that it's bad, how are you going to get better?
right,
'Cause you're gonna think it's okay, you're gonna be content. And I just
right.
think, like, there's a there's you know what I mean? There's only so much of that that goes good, and then it can go bad.
Very true. Another thing, I wanna bring up comments in the chat, Lee, Uber Micro Repairs.
They do make for cool glitches.
What?
He said pre-bug fixes make for cool glitches in games. I said
No,
they do
yeah.
for sure, man.
But he said about Miss calling up his mates. You used to know everybody's number.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Payphone numbers around town.
Yeah, dude, they were hell, we called fucking that one payphone Dunny's phone, you know what I mean? 'Cause, yeah, everybody called him on us, like
Right. He's always there.
Yeah, he's literally.
Always there.
Yeah.
And, the other thing that Lee said too in the chat about we're more connected now than ever, but so
Less
much
connected.
further
Yep,
apart.
yep, you're no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it.
Those are very, very true statements. And it's like, how many numbers do you know? Do you have memorized? A couple important ones?
My grams, my dad's old number,
Right.
my old home phone number. Yeah, that's it.
Right. And
That's it.
it's a very uncomfortable or discomforting feeling.
Dude, my grams number is 3478. That's why I remember it because like it's kind of you know what I mean. Like it's three
Right.
four set. Like it's just yeah.
But it's a very odd feeling to like I know a few numbers, but thinking about it, I don't have near the mental Rolodex
Fuck,
of
man,
numbers
dude,
that I
I'm telling
have.
you, yeah, you used to be like a card catalog up in your head. You know what I mean? You were fucking. I
Yeah.
knew my uncle in Virginia's fucking number with the you know the area code and everything. I'm like, yeah, we could, but
His cousin Bob too that stopped over once every 10 years. You
I
had
couldn't
that
tell you what
number.
my dad's number is right now. I could not tell you what my dad's. I couldn't even tell you what my mom's number is. And I talk to him every day.
Yeah, I think I know like 3 or 4 that are super important, but other than that, yeah, no, not happening.
No, son of a bitch.
Yeah, we don't need to.
But it's good to, in case there's moments where like it might, yeah,
Yeah, where it might benefit to know it,
yeah,
man.
like you don't have your stupid phone, you know what I mean, or
Or,
it dies or whatever. Like,
you know, the accident phone gets broken, nobody else is with you that has that number. You gotta know something.
you would think.
Just call 911 or
Yeah,
whatever it is in your
Ghostbusters.
country. But no, man, I think as wrong as some movies have gotten it, some movies have also nailed it. Not dead on, but a few years off, especially with the AI thing. Like, some of
Mhm.
that shit's scary when you think about it. Not trying to cause panic or anything,
No,
but
Allen Iverson retired a long time ago, dude. I ain't worried about him.
what's that?
AI, Allen Iverson, basketball
No.
player.
And then robots, man. Like, oh, what was that movie? What was the movie with the little boy and the robot?
Transformers.
I think it was actually called AI, artificial
Yeah,
intelligence.
you're right.
Yeah,
You're
like,
right. You're right.
'cause just think about the e-waste that we have now. You know, all the stuff that
It
goes.
was the I See Dead People kid, wasn't it?
I think
I
so.
think so too.
I see dumb people.
Yeah, but that was him for sure. Haley Jewell Oswalt or whatever his name is. Who cares?
But think about the e-waste we have now and all the stuff that could be used or recycled going for garbage, right? Then think about if AI is the thing, we actually start building these robotic AI powered, you know, companions, servants, helpers that are going to be living in our world every day-to-day life. What happens when new models come out? You know what I mean? We're
Right.
going to start having like mass,
We're all gonna be like that robot in Rocky 4.
not mass graves, but essentially mass graves of robots, or are we going to have like homeless communities of AI powered robots?
They all look like that robot from Rocky 4.
What
Paulie's robot.
what robot?
This is Paulie's robot that he buys. So we when we get down here, I'm showing it to
All
you.
right,
It's awesome.
you can show me. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
That is true, Sean. I've had the same number since I've been 19, dude. Same number, same phone. Yeah, it's forever.
Yeah, I've had mine for I don't even know how long.
The duration
Years.
for sure, man.
A while.
Yeah.
Too long.
Well, you ready to fucking wrap us up?
Yeah, man. It's
Send it.
well,
Send
we
it.
rolled over our limit.
Yeah, well. Thanks. It was your birthday.
It was yesterday.
happy
actually.
birthday, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
people. Anybody that did wish me that or will.
Do you need help moving, by the way?
Yeah, I will once I start actually moving
Okay, yeah.
some
Let
more
me know.
stuff.
Let me know. If I can, I will.
I'm gonna dig through the chat for a minute here. I kind of missing it.
Thing is, technology breeds laziness to ask questions first rather than do something. Time it takes to figure out a question. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. It all depends on your approach too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can look some stuff up and get some answers very easy. But also, if you want to solve that problem of like why, whatever problem happens to be at hand, you can go about trying to find the answer on your own before getting given the answer.
Yeah, it's like a new math. You just take the long way home. The new math they're making the kids do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
4 plus purple is 9. How do you feel about that?
Right, but, like, the kid has the answer, and they're like, "No, no, no, you need to do it this way. It takes an extra 10 minutes because, the object's not to get the fucking answer the quickest way possible. Because why would you wanna do that? Fucking morons. Fucking let me you ready? Because we're doing it.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
I'm
He's not coming back. Flips his hair. We're outta here.